because today's workout is going to depend on our breath. Inhale in, exhale out for 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, out. Bow forward, slowly take a long breath in and breathe out. Stand up as you breathe in. Breathe out for 5 breaths. As you drop, engage your core, lengthen your spine, curve your back. Breathe out. Breathe in, lift up straight. Raise your hands up towards your hands. Palms together, lean back, breathe out. Take a long breath in. As you breathe, engage your core, back straight. Breathe out. And slowly take your right leg back. Ensure your left leg is straight. Keep your hands down, let's warm those arms straight. Inhale in. Exhale out. As you breathe in, stand up tall. Breathe out, slowly drop down. Keeping your both legs straight. Exhale out. Breathing up, one more up in. Step forward, switch your left back. And slowly breathe in, drop. Make sure both legs are straight. Breathe out. Inhale in, come up straight. Breathe out as you drop forward, one more. Exhale out, everything out. Breathe in, lift up. And raise your right hand up, lean backwards. Breathe out. Breathe in, return, left hand up. As you lean forward, breathe out. Breathe in, opposite side, same thing. Breathe in, right hand up. Breathe out, release. Last one on your left, hand up, breathe in. As you breathe out, hold up. And so release. Step forward, palms together. Pull your back behind, stretch those hands. Breathe out. As you breathe in, lift them up straight. As you breathe out, press them forward, shoulders back. One more, breathe in. Breathe out, press forward. Right hand up, left hand on your waist. Hold your head on your side. Pull your right head on your right. Stretch your left hand down. Breathe out. Breathe in as you switch. Alternate. Breathe out. Press your right hand down as you pull your left on. Alternate one more time. Switch hands. Take your time. Slow and steady. Breathe out. Pressing your palm down. Breathe out. Last one. Hold. Press down. Keep your hands on your waist. Roll the shoulders round. Remove all that tension. As you breathe in, you breathe out for 2 seconds. Breathe in once. Breathe out 2 times. One more. Inhale. Exhale out. Rub them forward. Exhale out. One more. Inhale. Exhale out. Keep your legs apart. Shoulder width apart. Slowly drop down and keeping your legs straight. Keep your hands down. Take a long breath in here. Breathe out. Ensure your cheek is not on your chest. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale in. As you exhale, turn your left hand to your right hand. As you lift your chest up, breathe out. One more hold here. Inhale. And breathe out. Breathe in as you switch. Left to right. Stretch that chest up to the ceiling. Breathe out. One more inhale in. And breathe out. Slowly bring your hands forward. Bring your palms to your heart center. Elbows to your knees as you drop your hips down. Squeeze your knees outside of those groins with your elbows. Keeping your back neutral and straight. Breathe out. One more, bow forward. Palms down, legs straight. Drop your head down. Breathe out. And slowly elbows to your knees. Breathe in. As you breathe out, keep your hands down, lift your palms up to the ceiling, keeping your legs straight. And slowly out.
Ooh, I think at this point would be a good time to actually start off the show. Let me catch my breath. Okay, if I can have the autocue with me. Well, greetings, East Africa, and welcome to your world. Today, as you can see, we are ready for a fitness session. It's actually your first year on your world this 2021 year, which will be addressing a special category of people. If you have a chronic condition, living with a disability, or recovering from a major surgery or injury, you might have questions about exercising. You know, how often can you exercise? Which exercises are safe? Can I even exercise? To start with, well, all those questions, we'll be able to answer them today as we seek to ensure that you are able to achieve your fitness and nutritional goals, no matter your needs. Well, my name is Gladys Gachanja. Twende kazi. Ever had an injury from any physical activity and did not know how to recover from it? Well, this is the show for you. Riots in Tunisia continue over the high cost of living.
This is a sense of relief.
Hospital staff receive vaccine as India's inoculation drive continues. Pools are closed in Germany, so these guys decided to swim in the ice. Well, thank you for joining us on this episode of Your World. And our question of the day to you this morning is, what challenges do you face in trying to achieve a fitness routine? I know it's a new year. A lot of us have decided to ensure that we inculcate a fitness routine in our daily life. But what are these obstacles that make it such a challenge to keep our routine going? Talk to us. That hashtag is a new normal. And you can also call in or text us even as we talk about fitness and nutrition for special categories or special needs. But before we get to it, of course, we are living within the pandemic. So how does the impact of the same look like in as far as the numbers are concerned? Well, we stand this morning at 97,305,356 confirmed cases, 69,847,515 have totally recovered from the same, and 2,083,203 have succumbed to COVID-19 around the world. In Kenya, 99,444,000 have been confirmed to have contracted COVID-19 in the country. 82,654 totally recovered from the same. And again, the Ministry of Health keeps saying that home-based care is really working, and 1,736 deaths have been reported of COVID-19. Well, remember, do take care, wear your mask, social distance, and as always, wash your hands with soap and water regularly. Well, before we get to the fitness bit of it, well, let's take a look at some of the stories making headlines this morning. Tunisia saw angry daytime protests against the government and braced for further clashes after hundreds were arrested in 4 nights of confrontations between police and disaffected youths across the country. Now, defying movement restrictions aimed at training in spiraling novel coronavirus infections, students and activists flocked to a key boulevard in Tunis, shouting slogans against poverty, official corruption and police repression. Much of the unrest has hit working-class neighborhoods where anger is boiling over soaring unemployment and a political class accused of having failed to deliver good governance a decade on from the 2011 revolution. The protests in Tunis and the coastal city of Sfax, organized via social media, came after nights of rioting since Friday evening, with young people lobbing rocks at police in exchange for tear gas. President Kais Saied has urged young Tunisians to refrain from further violence, even as social media posts called for new rallies. The Central African Republic's Constitutional Court confirms President Faustin Touadéra's victory in elections last month in spite of a turnout suppressed by armed groups, which was a little more than a third. Now, rebels killed 2 peacekeepers in the Central African Republic on Monday, according to the UN mission MINUSCA, hours after the top court confirmed Touadéra's re-election in... Now, Malawi has transformed the Bingu National Stadium in the capital, Lilongwe, into a COVID-19-filled hospital. The government has imposed its first lockdown amid a rising number of infections, with 13,027 confirmed cases and 321 official deaths.
The situation is becoming worse, because we have seen an increase in the number of patients, said in the wards as well as in our clinics. So, like hospital, it will give a relief to the way we have been handling the patients, because now what we will be doing, those that are severely sick, they will be coming here. Those that are a little bit stable, but their need of admission, they'll be going to Bingu National Stadium.
Joseph R. Biden Jr. has been sworn in as the 46th President of the United States of America, taking the reins of power in an inauguration unlike any other that was held yesterday, urging a bitterly divided country to unite around defeating the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, Vice President Kamala Harris becomes the first woman in American history, as well as the first woman of color to hold the post. Zainab Ismail with those details.
President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris arrived at the Capitol for their swearing-in ceremony, entering the building's East Front amid extra-tight security 45 minutes before they took an oath of office. As lawmakers and guests took their seats on the platform on the West Front of the Capitol, Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar kicking off proceedings with remarks stressing the gravity of the moment and the importance of a peaceful transfer of power. There were musical performances from Lady Gaga, who sang the national anthem, as well as Jennifer Lopez. Vice President Kamala Harris first took the oath of office, making history as the first woman and person of color to become second in command. Chief Justice Joseph Roberts then administered the biggest oath of the day.
I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute.
Biden's inaugural speech rallying the nation together.
My fellow Americans, I close the day where I began, with the sacred oath. Before God and all of you, I give you my word. I will always level with you. I will defend the Constitution. I'll defend our democracy. I'll defend America. And I'll give all of you keep everything I do in your service.
Members of the Congress, Supreme Court justices and outgoing Vice President Mike Pence were on hand to witness Biden's swearing in. 3 former presidents, Barack Obama, George W. Bush and Bill Clinton, were also among those in attendance. Earlier in the day, immediate President Donald Trump left the White House, skipping the inauguration ceremony, which was quite an extraordinary break from tradition. All of Trump's belongings followed him out of the White House to his private home in Florida. Trump exited the White House shortly after 8 a.m. and boarded Marine One for a brief flight to Joint Base Andrews, where he spoke at a farewell ceremony before several hundred supporters and family.
It is my greatest honor and privilege to have been your president. I will always fight for you. I will be watching, I will be listening, and I will tell you that the future of this country has never been better. I wish the new administration great luck and great success. I think they'll have great success.
In one of his last acts before departing the White House, Trump issued scores of pardons to people convicted of crimes or facing charges, including several key allies. Biden plans to quickly begin dismantling some of Trump's signature initiatives with a slew of executive orders and actions set to be signed on day one. Zainab Ismail, NTV.
I once was lost, but now.
Well, to a conversation of the day, as I said, we're focusing on fitness and nutrition for special needs. And this is because I've heard from you, from those who've written and asked, how about us who are probably living with a disability, or we've had major surgery, or we're living with a chronic condition, and we feel like the fitness is no longer for us because we think we might aggravate the issue we're dealing with, or some who just say, fitness is for the ones who are 100%. Well, today we talk more about that and thwart a lot of the myths out there in as far as this is concerned. And to help us do so, Michael Wanjao, who is a health and fitness coach, and he specializes in cartilage exercises, in studio with me. We also are joined by Patrick Lubanga, and we are also joined by Werimo Mwangi, and we'll talk to them more to understand what their needs are. And joining us virtually is Betty Okere, who is a clinical nutritionist at the Kilimani Diabetes and Endocrine Center. Thank you all for joining us on this very important conversation, especially even as we focus into the new year that has already gone on. Today is the 21st, so if you haven't caught up with your fitness routine, well, I guess this will give you some sort of incentive. Now, before we get to the details of it, let's do a little bit more of the exercises so that we understand exactly what this might entail, and then we'll get more details from there.
Let's go down to child's pose. Big toes touching, knees apart. Keep your hands forward to the top of the mat. And here, guys, we're just reviving our bodies up. Take a long breath in with your nose, exhale out from your mouth. Ensure you're just concentrating on your breath. Like 4 more out. Squeeze those hands straight, fingers separated. Keep on maintain, keep your breath coming. 2 more to go. Inhale. Exhale out. Remember, this exercise, it's defined for all levels. Beginners, advanced. If you have injuries, this is what to do. And slowly come up to fours, tabletop, hands and knees. Squeeze, keep your toes down. Keep those hands straight, elbows locked. Lift your back up as you engage your core. Breathe out, arc your back, lift your head up as hard as you can. Breathe in, pull your back up as hard. Exhale out, release in a moderate motion. Inhale in, squeeze. Exhale out. 1 more, take a long breath in. And breathe out. Come here, neutralize your back. Kick back to bird dog. Lift your right leg as high. Straight. stretching your left hand forward. Engage. Pull your elbow to your knee. Squeeze. Exhale out. Breathe in. Stretch your hand up. Exhale out. 2 more. Breathe in. Reach. Exhale out. 1 more. Squeeze every muscle to your bone. Elbow to knee. And keep your hand down. Neutralize your back. Kick your left leg up straight. Hold it up. Squeeze that glute behind there. Right hand forward. Exhale. Pull your elbow to your knee. Breathe in. Reach to your best. Exhale out. You can do it, guys. I need to hear your breath. Exhale out. 1 more. When you focus on your breath, your balance automatically comes. Last one. Give me your best. Give me your best. Squeeze. Up. Into. Pull. Keep your palms down. Toes down. Slowly, guys. Lift your knees up. Squeeze your heels down to the ground. Now here we are. Notice what's happening on your calves. You're awakening it. So take a long breath in. Long breath out. Ensure those arms are straight. Keep on, guys. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more to go. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more. Take a long breath in. As you breathe out, walk to your knees. Just walk. Take it slow. Walk. Just walk to the top of your mat. Slightly bend your knees. Lock your elbows. Come up to ragdoll. Drop your head down to your knees. Notice what's happening on your hamstring. Your shoulders are just relaxed. You're awakening your hamstring there. Exhale out. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Take a long breath in. As you breathe out, drop your hands down. Lift up slowly. Bring your hands to your thighs, on your knees, on your belly, on your chest, and stand up tall. Breathe out. And slowly sit down. We work on some Pilates. We are now ready. Yeah.
I'm hearing the breathing in this
Line it back. Slowly line it back. Remember, guys, our energy is in our belly.
Okay.
If you have any special needs, I need you to raise your back up, squeeze our belly, keep your hands straight, and we are going to go 100. This is the way I normally keep my clients active. Because we need to breathe. 5 breaths out.
You're there.
5 breaths in. Let's go. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4. In. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4. In. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4. In. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4. In. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep on. Remember, this is called 100. We need to go 100. When you feel you're good to this, raise your legs, or you can put your legs up straight and go for it. 1 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And slowly draw. Lift your leg with your back. Take a long breath in. Keep your legs straight. As you breathe out, I want you to engage your core. Lift your shoulders up slowly and breathe out. Slowly, lean back as you breathe in. Go in a moderate motion. Pole, pole. Breathe out. Use that energy. Exhale out. Pull. Squeeze. Slowly take it down. I told you guys, this is all leveled up. Take your time. If you feel it's too hard, you can bend your knees. Modify it. Squeeze. You're cool. Come out. 1 more, guys. Let's do it. And pull it out. Exhale out. Keep your left leg up.
Okay.
Keep your left leg up. Squeeze your hands forward. Remember, Pilates, it's all about core workout. And you get advantages of your hands with your legs, and this is how you're going to do it. So we need to warm those shoulders. Breathe out. Yes, I'm noticing some sweat here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Turn your left hand back.
Okay.
Breathe out. Breathe in, come at the center. Switch your right hand. Take your time. Bring your both hands forward and switch your left leg up. Right leg up. Keep it straight. Open your left hand out as you breathe out. Bring it back. Switch your left right. Breathe out. Bring it forward and challenge yourself. Keep your legs up, down. Pull your hands, elbows down. Squeeze the back. Exhale out. Pull your elbows to your back. Exhale out. One more, guys. Squeeze that core. Exhale out. One more, let's do it. Exhale out. Keep on, guys. Pull and hold here. Now pause. Pull your back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And slowly hands up straight. Slowly, let's lean down to your mat. Squeeze. All that, it goes to your core. And down. Keep your hands set your back.
Jesus.
Keep your hands set your back.
And the legs, are they supposed to be straight?
Legs are straight.
Okay.
Shoulders up, guys. And keep your right leg up. Ensure your toes are pointed towards you. Toes are pointed towards you. Squeeze our glute. That's we are working on now on our core. Still with our keep on up. Both legs up. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more, inhale in. Exhale out. Last one, take a long breath in, guys. Exhale, raise them up. Remember we said it's all about core. Exhale, drop down. Breathe in, pull them up.
Hi, Wanjao.
Yeah.
Can we breathe in and out at this point?
No problem, let's go, guys. Last one, take a breath. As you lift your legs up, bring your hands beside your neck. Now we are breathing, guys.
Jesus, Mike.
Let's breathe. Breathe out. Just hold. Shoulders up. Breathe out. And slowly drop your legs.
Jesus.
Lie on your side. Yes, Jesus is self-made.
Okay. Michael, let's take a pose.
Everybody. If you ain't sweating, you're cheating.
My equipment is falling off of me. That's how much we're already sweating.
I am gongo.
I see. Yeah, our mics are giving us a hard time, but we'll adjust that in a moment. Okay, so at this point would be a good time to actually just understand better why this conversation is so crucial. Now, when we talk about fitness for special needs, we are talking about people, as I mentioned, injuries, people who've gone through major surgeries or have had injuries, whether it's sports, car accidents, and what have you. And of course, the major category being the cardiovascular category of people living with either heart disease, hypertension, diabetes, and etc. So why is this so important when it comes to ensure you keep the fitness point of view?
Why it's important is because it's something we can control. And for us to control, you need to take a medical report. Take care of your body before it prolongs to be a serious injuries, because I've been having cases whereby you get a small injury, you ignore. As we grow, one thing, our body our bones stops growing. So what do? We need to strengthen them. We need to exercise. We need to do strength training. We need to do cardio for our lungs. We need to do sorts of workouts that will keep us active. Yes.
Okay, now you're talking about the ones who've had injuries. Now there are those who've had major surgeries, and of course that means the body is recuperating and trying to heal back to what it was. When you're dealing with such a category, what do you consider? Because I'm assuming you don't go straight into what we just did.
Yes.
What do you consider?
What I consider first, you have to submit a medical report, and this one has to be approved by the doctor, so that to see how you can help your client. And how do you do this? You give them a mat, you take them to a point that they are comfortable. So from that, you walk in a moderate way, low, moderate. As you build the intensity, with the way they are progressing, by ensuring they're comfortable, ensure they breathe. You don't need to increase their heart rate. You just want to maintain the heart rate with a slow pace. Yes.
Okay, is that why you were really insisting on the breathing technique?
Yes, that's why I was insisting on the breathing, because this one, it's not an emotional torture. When if you don't breathe, it becomes a physical torture.
Yes.
Now, when you focus on your breath, you're just overtaken by it. Now you focus on your breath, and you get to notice what's happening, each and every details, which part of the body you're working on. Yes.
Okay, and from your experience, all these categories we're talking about, you know, cardiovascular injuries and surgeries, what have you seen as a benefit of people who've taken up fitness?
What I've seen benefits, it has really increased their metabolism, self-confidence. They're now living in a good environment whereby their mental state it's upright, because with these they are integrated in the society. For example, if you have obesity, there are things you can't do. When you have high blood pressure, you can't go to the gym because you're scared of being taken to the treadmill. See, because most of the clients, they don't want to speak up. So when you receive a client, it's good to open up so that you can take them with your own pace. And with this, it has really saved a lot of money. Instead of going to the hospitals, if you had back injury or hip replacement, it has really helped. Like Patrick here, I'll give you an example. Patrick.
Yes. He is quite a miracle.
It's so funny that I'm from a background whereby I did martial arts. And the funniest thing, he was my coach. He's a well-known person. He was my coach. We have traveled a lot, and apparently he's the first person who ignored injury for long. Until it prolonged, he has gone for several hospitals. They told him, Mzee, hip replacement. No, he said, no, medication. You understand? Yeah, so he has taken a lot of medicines, but the moment he started practicing, he hated swimming because the leg muscle on the hip was so weak. He hated running. Whatever he knew is that it's walking. Walking is exercise. But it was just eating out the cartilage. Because the cartilage is the thin muscle that is found in the joints. So it was just eating it up, instead of building the muscle that is around it. Yes. So we started doing yoga and Pilates in a form whereby he's just comfortable, slow. It's not easy. You have to put your mind into it. So I had to use all whatever I had. He was crying, you understand, he was crying. But with that, we saw results. People around him was those who were high blood pressure, we have even another client who is edema, who had an edema problem. She came out. So these have really changed things, because you just need, with the age, the workouts you can do.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And now that, Patrick, you've been introduced into this conversation by force, let's start off with you. I mean, a hip replacement is a huge surgery, and it takes a long time to recover from the same. How long ago did you undergo the surgery?
Yeah, I underwent the surgery April 2019.
Oh, really?
Yeah, April 2019. 3 months of 2 crutches, 6 months of 1 crutch, and then now a walking stick. A lot of walking, but still, I was still having a limp, still weak. So, as Michael said, one thing he did not say is there is this what we call a fitness test, to be able to find out now what level of fitness you can be able to subject somebody to. So my muscles were very weak, especially the joint. And so I thought maybe walking to try to strengthen them, but still the limp was there. It was not going strong. So now with the exercise that we came up with, there's a lot of stretching, and strength building. So now that limp has completely disappeared. In fact, nobody even thinks that I have a hip replacement.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I'm tempted to start running because I've been an athlete for very many years.
Yeah.
But then now I have to slow down because I There's some I cannot, those heavy ones, but the yoga, the one that we are doing, you don't need to do very heavy workouts to be able to get back to normal.
Okay.
But we want to encourage people to take up such.
All right.
Very
So
effective.
how did you get the injury to start with? You said you were an athlete and he was your martial art coach?
Yes.
Okay, so did you get it in the line of duty?
Yes, actually, you see, I started sports in primary school. I've been in sports for over 50 years. And all sorts of sports. Was in primary school, I was doing athletics and anything sport. Secondary school, as a games captain, be it hockey, basketball, volleyball, anything, I'm there. College, the same. But then, so I was combining athletics, martial arts, and volleyball, basketball. So I used to experience some pain and ignore, this is just the normal pain. So sometimes you go for treatment to take some painkillers and it goes back again. Hey. But then there's a time I tried and now that pain was too much. That is now when I went to a doctor, an orthopedic surgeon. He told me, you have had an injury which you went and treated for a long time. So the only solution is, after 1 year of treatment, hip replacement. I said no. I went for the second opinion. I went to another one. After 1 year, hip replacement. I said no. I went up to the 5th one. Now the 5th one told me, now if you do not do this hip replacement, when you retire, I'm approaching 60, now you'll just be unable to walk. This one, because the limp was too much. Now I was now using crutches, hey, because of the pain. So I agreed, though with a big heart, with a
Shingo Pande.
So I went through, and when they told me to, this anesthesis was asking me, so do we put you to full sleep or half sleep? I said half sleep. I want to see what happens when you remove my hip. I want to see what happens.
My friend, okay.
Yeah, so the hip was removed, and I told them I want my hip. I want to have it as a memoir, so that I can be able to be seeing what happened. And it was badly eaten up.
Oh.
It was bad.
Okay.
So they put a metallic socket, and then.
Okay, and here we are today. Well done, well done. Note, he has said approaching 60. Have you seen the exercises we've done? And he's done all of them. So you who has no excuse, I mean, you have no injury, you are good head to toe. What is your excuse as to why you haven't taken up a fitness routine? Remember our question of the day, what are these obstacles that have stopped you from establishing a fitness routine to date? Now, before we cross over to where everyone understand her needs in this case, if we can have those graphics on air, remember a lot of what we'll be talking about caters for those that have been put in the bracket of disability. And just to define disability, a physical or mental condition that limits a person's movements, senses, or activities. And the types of disabilities that can affect a person includes affecting their movement, their vision, their hearing, their thinking, remembering, learning, communication, mental health, and social relationships. So, speaking of mental health, this is where Wairimo comes in. What's your story, my dear?
Wow. Where do I begin? I lost my mom due to cancer, 2011. It was pancreatic cancer. So I was the caregiver. And then eventually she actually passed on my arms. It was not an easy thing to deal with. Then at the same time, I have a sister living in the US. Her daughter just got a weird condition. She was like 3 years, but she just swelled and her body turned pink, and I don't even know the name of the disease. And she was in tubes. I was, at the same time, and please note, This is September 2011. September, October, my niece was sick. And then November, my friend that was helping me take care of my mother also passed on.
Oh, wow.
So it became really crazy. It became really, really crazy on my mental state. And I almost resulted into alcoholism, overeating. Then I got anxiety and panic attacks, you know, the white man disease.
As they say.
As they say. I'd get heart palpitations. I'd get so many emotions that you can't explain to anyone, and people would think you're crazy. The day I really thought my life was going to end is the day I actually sat at the road. I had my sandals on. I actually forgot where home is. I forgot where home was. And I remember another man asking me, nini unafanya? And then I'm like, sinafunga kiatu shoeless. By that time I'm in sandals. Then I was like, I know. It's either this thing takes over my mental state or I take over it. So that's when I joined my fitness exercises, actually with Mike. We started with Taibu and other things. And then I realized I'm not a runner. So I'd get, actually I even developed asthma. But due to the exercises and being pushed to do some things, actually the panic attacks went, the asthma went, and I'm good.
And how about the mental
wellness?
I'm
perfect.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, I'm perfect.
All because of picking up a fitness routine.
Yes, yes.
Oh wow. So there you go. When we normally say it is important.
It is really
to take
important.
up a routine, it goes to enhance so many parts of you. You are a testimony of the same.
Yeah.
Okay, and Michael, I'm sure these are just examples of many people who walk through yours to fitness studios with different needs, and mental health, especially in the year that we've seen, topped for many people. How many others, or what kind of stories do you hear when they come to you?
Uplifting. You feel you've changed a life. It has really inspired me to go even to the schools and colleges, to even tackle cases with their children. So it has really changed a lot of lives. And it's so motivating. Yes.
Okay, and we'll talk more about the connection between now the fitness and the wellness of a human being. And speaking of which, let's bring in the nutritionist, because we can do all the fitness in the world, keep on exercising, but if you're not eating right, you don't have it 360. That's why Betty comes in. Betty, why is this so important, especially for the special needs category as we've defined it today? Unmute your mic, my dear. We can't hear you.
Sorry for that. Thank you very much, Gladys.
Yes.
I like what Patrick said, that when he was going through the healing process, he had to start slowly. He's an athlete, and therefore he feels like, I can do everything at the same time, but he had to start slowly. And if you look at him, he's at 60, but you can see the weight is low, all right? The weight has actually come down. One of the things when we are recovering from an injury, you realize that you're not able to achieve as much exercise as you would before. Therefore, you're probably having more energy stored than what you're using, and that can easily give us excess weight. So what happens when people have an injury? Most tend to just, they have sat at home, they're immobile, but they're eating as much as they will not use. One of the ways of ensuring that this is regulated is by having more of your fiber-rich foods, especially your fruits and vegetables, on your plate. That way, you will have less calories, but you will be full faster, and your body will not be able to store in that extra energy, which might give you more weight. Again, yes, when you're recovering, and you're having your fruits and vegetables, remember you're having your vitamins, which will help in wound healing, which will help, like vitamin C, for example, will help to reduce that inflammation. So you will be having, yes, your full, less calories, but you're also dealing with the inflammation as a result of that injury.
Okay, when you talk about food with a lot of fiber, describe that. Which category is this?
So we are talking of mostly the fibrous foods will be in the vegetables and the fruits, okay? Usually the green leafy vegetables, very high in fiber. Now that fiber controls your satiety. It helps you to feel full much faster, all right? But you will need so much of the vegetables for you to get the calories that would translate into weight. I know we say calories are calories, but when they come from vegetables, then you will need so much, maybe even a bucket full, which ordinarily you will not be able to eat because you will be full. And therefore, it controls how much portion of the other foods that you will actually be able to ingest. But when we're looking at whole grains as well, we're looking at things like legumes, the njahes, the dengus and all that, that will also come with high fiber. And for that reason, you will still be able to get your fill, but you have less calories to be able to give you that extra weight.
And let's hear from Patrick. Did you struggle with the diet, especially when you were recuperating? Did you add some weight?
Yeah, I added some weight, especially now when I was still on crutches, because my mobility was limited. But what I ensured was the foods that I was eating, as she's rightly saying, were rich in, I was eating a lot of vegetables. I was really watching my diet. And at night, I ensure that I eat as little as possible so that, because I don't need that energy.
Yeah.
So I gained some weight, but not that much. And then now, when I was able now to be able to at least be a little bit, to move at least higher distances, more distances, now I was doing that a lot. I ensured that at least I kept on exercising. Because again, with that body mass, it creates some other health problems. So, and I was worried of that. So I ensure that it does not get to levels where it will be a nuisance.
Okay, and perhaps the kind of discipline you have is the fact that you are an athlete.
Yes,
but I'm sure, Michael, you've seen the men that come to the gym. You try to explain, please, kata ile nyama, kata, you know, the beer and the starches. How do you now ensure that the person you're working with understands the importance of the nutritional point of view?
This is so tricky. It's so tricky because you can't monitor someone when they're out of the training room. It's so tricky. But once they see some kilos are down, they intend to come back to the game because it's all about, in this journey, it's all about calories in, calories out. So it's challenging. It's not easy. It's challenging.
Do you walk with the nutritionists for some of your clients to ensure that at least they're able to achieve their goals?
Yes, I do. I do refer them to a nutritionist.
Okay. Now, back to you, Betty. I'd like to understand, as somebody who has a different, who is in this special category that we have described today, are there certain foods that they need more than others?
Sure, that's for sure. When we talk about proteins, for example, and I talk about proteins because when we have clients who are obese, or maybe they have diabetes, or maybe they have heart diseases, in the outside, what the discussion has been and what I would call the myth has been is, now you have a heart disease, you can't touch your meat, you can't touch your animal proteins, because these ones will actually cause you more problems. The opposite might actually be true. Because if you're looking at proteins, we're looking at the end product being amino acids. You will not get that being stored in your body. But when they now go and indulge in their carbohydrate intake, then they're not using that extra energy. They will use it to breathe. So energy in, energy out. They get a lot of carbohydrates, they use it to breathe, and all the extra energy gets stored as fat, so they become weighty. But here they are so scared of the animal proteins. Now, in the recovery process, we say proteins are for repair and growth. If you are having an injury, you need repair of the tissues that have actually been worn out or have been injured to help them to grow. And you will probably need something like creatinine, which your body can produce, yes, but a majority of it. So your body will be able to produce like a gram in a day, but the majority of it comes from your animal proteins. And that will be able to give you that extra energy so that when you have that extra energy, your healing process can be enhanced. all right? But then we have, and just as Michael was saying it, so you'll have control of the patient when they are seated with you, and you're explaining to them, go eat your proteins. Make sure that they are not inflaming your injury, but also they are sufficient enough to repair the injury that you have. But when they leave your office, you have no control over that. All right. Yes, I know we instruct people, or we advise them that, you know, you want to go down slow on your carbs, but want to increase your natural intake of the foods, the natural foods. So then somebody says, I'll go and eat ndoma. The problem is, yes, ndoma might be healthy, very natural, it has not been processed, but they go and eat excess, yet they have an injury and they are seated at home, they are not moving. So the energy in is more than the energy out, all right? And then somebody else will say, well, I need to replenish my vitamins. So they say, I will go with the juice. Juice is good because it is maybe fruit origin if you're making it at home. But think about it. If I need a glass of orange, I will need 5 oranges into it. Fructose is a form of sugar. So the more I have, the more I expose my body to what? To inflammation. So inflammation is both good but bad. So I'd suggest that when somebody has got an injury or wants to actively participate in sports, go to a sports trainer, you know, somebody like Michael. They'll be able to instruct you properly, but also work with your doctor for your condition and your nutritionist to be able to know what to eat, when to eat, and how much to actually eat.
Okay, so Wairimo, for you, you've gained weight at this point by the time you're going to see Michael, and you're having all these other issues you're dealing with. Was diet also an integral part?
I was 95 kilos, kgs.
And your ideal weight is?
58.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I really had to change my diet as well. And I did more of the juices actually, just to bring my weight down, which helped. And a little bit of the carbs and the proteins, the veggies. Yeah, I had to change my diet.
Did you do this under the supervision of a professional or just on your own?
I was actually guided by a professional. Then I just, since I needed them, I was given the motivation and I really needed to be well. I just had to follow what I was being told. And I also actually did a lot of omega-3s. Yeah, just for the mental, you know. Yes.
Speaking of which, I'd like to know, Betty, she talks about omega-3s because of her mental health, but also there are some foods that have been described as happy foods. Is there such a thing? And also, would you recommend a certain diet, especially for somebody who's struggling with mental health?
First, somebody who's struggling with mental health, I would cut out sugar completely, because it just goes ahead to make somebody drowsy. It goes ahead to make somebody stressed and all that. It increases your cravings and all that. I would also cut out trans fats, and trans fats would be from the deep fried foods, you know, our fries, our French fries, the chips, the crisps, because all that also just makes the mental health very bad. But when I talk about omega-3, for example, it's a brain happy food because it helps the brain cells to continue growing, and it helps the heart to continue pumping properly, reduces the plaque that might form in the vessels of the heart, and so it reduces your risk of heart diseases. So that's one of them. And when we are talking about reducing inflammation, again, omega-3 comes in very handy. Now the question is, where do we get our omega-3? So we will get it from our fatty fish, okay? Salmon would be there, but I know salmon is not very common in our setup, but we'd also get some of it from tilapia, some of it from Nile perch. And then to some extent, we also decide that, you know what, we are going to supplement it. Now, when it comes to supplementation, that is where we need to be careful. Because sometimes you might supplement so much, and remember to supplement, you just add on to what you're not able to produce so that you get the optimum. So sometimes we might over-supplement to the extent that now we erase the benefits that are there. And the one common one, we have, especially from our seed oils, all right? Now the omega-6. So 3, 6, and 9 will work very well, but the 6 comes from the other plant oils. So when we find somebody over supplementing the omega, and so you have no control, and you find the omega-6 is actually higher than the omega-3, the ratios are not tallying, then you'll have more inflammation, more signs and symptoms of depression and anxiety, as opposed to that person who never actually supplemented. So as we do these things also, we just need to check, am I having it rightfully, or I don't have it? And the other one is vitamin D, all right? Again, for mental health and reduced fatigue, weakness, irritability, and reduced mental disorders and disturbances. Now, we actually get our vitamin D from our yolk, egg yolk. And so you can actually eat an egg safely every day, full egg. And then we also get it from our meats, but we get vitamin D from the sun. Surprisingly, we live in a place where there is so much sunshine, but I can tell you the rates of vitamin D deficiencies in this country are overwhelming. Why? We leave the house very early. You're in studio, you came in a jacket, you got into the studio. There's only the light that you see. You can see the sun, but you're not using it. And what time will you go home? In the evening when the sun has gone out. So what happens? We do not get sufficient sunlight to be able to convert the vitamin D in our body into a usable form. That happens, you're not able to absorb your calcium. And so it is a cycle that just continues.
Oh, wow. The ripple effects, clearly. You can see how everything intertwines from your fitness to your nutrition. And especially in this case, for the special category that we're looking into today, those who have had sport injuries or whatever injury, could be from a fall or a car accident, those who've undergone major surgery, and of course, those in the category of cardiovascular conditions. This is so important for you because it is possible for you to keep a fitness routine just like everybody else. You just need to be cognizant, as everybody else has said, of your needs and consult the right professionals. Now, we take a short break right here on Your World. We'll be back with more exercises, fitness, regimens with Michael. But before we get to that break, I hear you're talking to us, even as we asked you, what is this obstacle that stops you from establishing a fitness routine? If we can have that now. Honorable Hosea Moses, I have issues with maintaining my trend of attending the gym due to financial issues. A lot of people actually can attest to that. Moinda Calvin says, plenty of food in the fridge. This is self-control, my friend. Shane Karoki says, increased number of food offers from other people. Again, self-control. And we'll be talking about this in a moment. Yakuza Wakanairo says, lack of motivation. Well, we hope that this conversation will give you some sort of motivation. But then again, always think about the older you. You owe your older you something. Rotai Nobi says, January is giving a drawback. Kiaje financially, ama? Martin Mukira, who says, when I remember the way Mau were mistreated, it drains all my energy and morale. Martin, watch mchezo. Edok says procrastination. Oh yes, a lot of us procrastinate working out for whatever reason. And Real Concept says it just doesn't click. And yeah, I've heard of people who said working out is not for them. And Michael will be telling us some of the things you can actually engage in that would keep your heart rate up enough for you to stay fit. We'll be right back.
Success nafunga hard Nairobi City tunaira Bele nona success Hey, what's up? It's your girl Amina. This Friday on The Trend, DJ's battling it out, DJ E and the one and only DJ Jom Family. The beautiful and talented Sanai Tande. Kamakawa Osoro reading the tweet.
Mbuyamono, kasi yangu ni kuwa make sure ya kwamba spit.
Evo basi. More coming up on Friday only on NTV.
I go by the OG, the number one.
Taught us, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, that we should keep cleanliness. Actually, he said that cleanliness is what is best for a Muslim. And from him, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, hand washing, which is part of cleanliness, hand washing, that we wash our hands, we wash our faces, we wash every time with soap. This is part of what the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam taught us.
Despite the setback and challenges, George was determined and founded Agri-Tech Organic Farm Company na bado anakiuka nayo, which means going beyond and breaking barriers.
So kazi yenye tunafanya hapa ni ukulima wa wadudu na worms and insects. Now what we have here is now the ready vermicompost.
Mbona hii soil iko wet?
The reason as to why it's wet because when we are feeding tunazipea mbolea ya ng'ombe yenye ni moist kiasi. At times it might be a challenge ukishake pore. Worms zitaenda chini. So it requires you move very fast.
And when it comes to organic farming, tunaweza kiuka aje na ni benefit gani hizi vitu zinatuletea?
Tumekuwa tukitumia chemicals here and there, and this has led into a challenge of food security. But now when we come into organic farming, first we work from the soil up to the plant.
Tuzidi na Hustle in association with Safaricom.
Story time. Long time ago, no animals had legs, and only human beings had legs because Makoro had given them.
Everybody sit down.
All the animals were sad and worried.
Sit down quietly.
Bam! The other chickens laughed out loud. Ha ha ha!
Listen carefully.
Join us every Monday at 8 p.m. with Grace Ekirapa on the Nighttime Tales.
It's story time.
I'm sorry, the door was open.
Everybody is judging me for going to work for the Santa Barbara winery, and nobody gets that it's my best option.
I want to tell you that. I know it's going to be a fair competition between the wineries.
It's not only going to be for the wine, because I'm not going to stop fighting for Luciana.
Sasa, mimi ni Zuri kutoka Safaricom na niko hapa kukuchanua. Kaa macho. Safaricom upiga kutoka 0722 000 000 pekee. Ukipigiwa na namba nyingine, usipeane maelezo yako ya kibinafsi. Tuma namba ya mkora kwa 333 ili Safaricom ichukue hatua.
The brown one is just intermediate, okay?
Okay.
So challenge yourself with the one that excites you.
Yeah.
So step slightly, keep your legs neutral, hold it inside, palms facing up, keep your right leg back, keep your back straight, and slowly give it a nice lunge ensure your hand is inside, elbow on your thigh, and just give a nice bicep curl, and slowly release. Give me like 5. Give me like 5. Keep on 3, 2, and hold for 5. Just hold it. Challenge yourself. It's all about resistance training. 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Hold it. Leg, slowly. Bend your right knee down. Keep your chest up, and slowly come up. Just challenge yourself. Let's go down. Keep on down. Keep your back straight, and come up straight. Down, and come up straight. One more. Down, and come up straight. Slowly bend it down. Now I need you to pull on a single back row and pull back, hold, and slowly exhale, release. Pull and breathe. One more. Keep your back neutral. You can keep your right hand on your waist, keeping your back and your chest straight. One more to go. Pull and slowly release. Step forward and switch. Do as many as you wish. You can do 12, 11. Challenge yourself. So here today we're just giving you a demo only for 4. The leg back. Same way. Let's go down. Bend your right knee. Give me bicep curls. Let's go 4 and slowly release. 3. Slowly release. 2. One more hold for 5. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Come up straight. Bend your knee. Let's go down for a lunge. Down and come up straight. Ensure your hand is straight. Just drop your body down and come up straight. Slowly drop. Remember to breathe. Keep it present. It's an aerobic workout. Please pull. One more. And hold. Bend your knee, lean forward, pull back in a single arm row, and release. Pull your elbows back and release. Keep on. You're working on that back. 2 more to go. Up. 1 more to go. Up. And slowly step forward and release. You work on the shoulders. Stand up straight. Keep your hands straight. With your resistance, squeeze your hands out. Let's hold. Let's see what's going to happen. Ensure it's on your wrist. On your wrist, on your wrist.
But even then.
Yeah, challenge yourself.
Give her the blue one.
Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly release. One more, squeeze it out. 4, 3, 2, and release. One more, let's go. Squeeze. 4, 3, 2, and release. With your hands, slowly step back. Keep your right hand down. I told you these all are for all levels. Use a resistance band and your hands are shoulder width apart.
Okay. Give her the
Don't let that resistance pull you. Don't let that resistance pull you. Okay?
Okay.
Slowly keep your knees down. For beginners, let's go down for a low push-up. Drop your chest down. Breathe out, lift. Let's go down. Breathe out, lift. For more intensity, keep your knees up. Drop down. Lift up. Let's go down. Lift up. 2 more to go. Drop down. Lift up. Last one, give your best. Down. Lift up. Lie on your belly. Keep your hands up straight. I told you guys, don't let that resistance pull you. Squeeze your hands up. We're working on that upper back. Raise your hands up. Remember guys, squeeze your glutes. When you go to the gym, it's called the Superman. When you go to yoga, it's called the locust pole. Bring your elbows towards your chest. Squeeze, stretch them up, breathe in. Yes, bring your elbows back, breathe out. Breathe in. Squeeze, notice what's happening in your upper back. Squeeze. One more to your best. Let's go, hold there. Pause for 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Take a long breath in. Come on your knees. Come on your knees. Keep your resistance down. What? Okay. And bring them back. You can hold, you can sit down. Put them on your ankles.
Give her the blue one.
We work on those hips. Okay guys? Let's work on those hips. Lie on your side. Just lie on your side.
Hey, give her the blue.
Challenge yourself. Pick someone that works for you.
At this rate, I'm thinking I should have taken the blue one.
You
Really tough.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can switch. You can switch.
We can switch.
Be
Okay.
comfortable. Be comfortable.
All right.
Challenge yourself. Lie on your side and shake completely down. Be comfortable. Straight. Right hand down. Squeeze. Raise your right leg up. Hold. Exhale out. Breathe in here. Exhale out. Drop and lift. Up. Exhale as you lift.
Jesus is Lord.
Inhale as you drop. Exhale as you lift. Squeeze. Breathe out and drop. Up. Squeeze. Hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2. Make a small round. Make a circle.
Really, Mike?
That leg is up. Guys, for me to maintain my clients, if they're round, if they're breathing, let's count for 10. Let's count for 10. 10, 9. Count. I can't hear you. Last 5, 4, 3, 2. Anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. One more. Hold up. Hold up. Remember.
Surely.
It looks simple.
My friend, this is not simple
It's
at
not.
all.
It is. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. I want you to keep your right hand beside your neck. Keep your elbow down and pull your knee up to a side lunge and lift. Let's go. Give me 5. Elbow to your knee. Pull and drop it down. Pull your knee to your elbow. Good. Squeeze for 5. Pull. 4 more to go.
Jesus.
Pull. 3. Notice what's happening on your outside of your quads. Pull. Keep on. Yes. 1 more and hold for 5. Hold up for 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, and drop. Good work. Let's switch to the other side. Whatever you do on your right, you do it on your left. It's so amazing. Let's go, guys.
This is even as Wairipo calls hello.
Lift up, squeeze up. Exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale out. 1 more. Slowly drop. Now squeeze, lift up. Breathe out, drop. Lift up, yes, squeeze. Challenge yourself and slowly drop. 1 more. Up. Yes, squeeze. Try to make a small circle for 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Anti-clockwise, guys. Let's go. 10, 9. We're almost home. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and drop. Pull your knee towards your elbow. Let's go up, guys. Pull your knee towards the elbow. Give me 5. Pull and release. 4 more. Pull and release. Let's go. Pull, release. 1 more. Up. Hold for 5. Hold for 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly release. Let's come up sitting. Release, yeah. Bring it on your hips. You work on your back with the bands. Bring it on your hips.
Right.
Above your knees. In between your thighs and your knees.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm thinking I need to change into
You need
this.
to
Please change.
Yeah, feel comfortable.
This one is a tough one, and we'll explain why the difference in color.
They're all level. Let's go down. Just lie back. Raise your hips up. Remember, we work on our hips. This is good for those who have done, who have hip replacement, hip issues. Keep your toes, heels up. Squeeze your knees out and bring them in. Raise your hips up, squeeze out as you breathe out. Squeeze them together, breathe in. Squeeze them out, ensure your hips are up and in. 1 more out and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly release. Good. And keep your hands up. Remove it. 1 more. We combine. Last one. And those biceps, lean back. And those triceps, lean back. Keep your hands up straight. Hold it tight. Pull your right elbow down towards the floor and release up. Remember to breathe. Exhale out, pull your left. Bend your knees and release. It's a compound workout. We're working on our core with your hands. Lean back. Exhale out, release. 4 more to go. Pull back. Elbow back, release. 3 more to go. Let's do it, guys. Pull elbows back, release. 2 more to go. Pull, release. 1 more to go. Let's go. Release. Last one. Let's go to our core. The part people hate most. Let's go.
Thank you for the disclaimer.
Let's go down. Disclaimer. Here we are. Hello. Breathe out. Take it side. Breathe in. Bring it at the center. Okay. Only 5. Let's go to your right. You ate beans. Let's do it. Down and bring it at the center. Good. Gladys, you can keep your legs straight. See what's going to transfer. Up. Good. Keep on. 2 more to go. Keep on. 1 more. And slowly release. And take it down. Come on your fours. We stretch that leg with half pigeon. Remember we worked on our hips?
Yep.
Don't forget that. Come on your fours. Push your left knee forward towards your left hand. Left knee forward towards your left hand. Right leg far behind. Using your right hand, left knee towards your left hand. Left knee towards your left hand.
Oh, that's
Yes,
yes.
good.
Yes.
Using your right hand, pull your toes in towards your right. Okay? We work on that hip. All together.
Okay.
And slowly breathing, comfortable. And slowly drop your chest down. You can put your elbows or you can put your hands straight forward. Notice what's happening on there down. So you have to breathe, put your mind into it. Ensure the leg is far behind. Exhale out. Breathe in. Exhale out. Guys, breathe in. Exhale everything out. This is the part that most people normally forget. Their hips is the biggest muscle in our body. When you go to the gym, they'll give you leg press, you do lunges, but you forget to lengthen that muscle. This is the only way to do it. Remember to breathe in and out. Keep on.
I think the muscle is dying.
Yes, it has to come now. Keep on, guys. 1 more breathe out. Last one to go. Breathe in. As you breathe out, bring your hands close to your knees. Lift your chest up. Slowly squeeze your back. Shoulders back to your spine. And slowly release. Come to your fours, hands and knees. Guys, for you to remove the numbness, I know, I'm sorry. Keep your heels down. Come up to downward facing dog. Now squeeze your heels one at a time down. Okay? As you breathe. Ensure your heels are touching down one at a time. Hands, palms are grounded on that mat. So here with your walking ball, your hands, and seal your legs. 1 more. Last one. Bend your knees. Come to pike push-up, bend your knees. Slowly drop and give me a push-up. Put your knees down. Lift up. Good. Raise your palms up. Lift them back. Hands straight. Your knees are still bent. You have 4 more. Lean forward. Drop your knees. Drop your chest down. And bring your chest up. Lift your knees up. Palms up. 1 more to go. Let's go. If you're fit for this, from here, drop to push up. And come back. 1 more to go. Remember to breathe. Breathe out. As you use all your energy. And drop your chest down. Come on your fours. Hands and knees. Right knee forward towards your right leg. Right knee towards your right hand. Left hand. Hold your right toes. Pull them out. Ensure your left leg is far behind, stretch. You can ensure your chest is out. And give a smile. Good. Keep your elbows down. Remember, it's all about your mind and your body here. Hands up straight. So breathe for 5 in. Exhale everything out. Breathe in. Exhale out. 2 more in. Breathe out. 1 more to your best. In. As you breathe out for 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly bring your hand closer to your knee. Lift your chest up. I'm seeing some sweat breaking here. And you ain't running or heart rate is raised. And bring your knees back. Toes down, come up again to downward facing dog. And slowly drop your heels one at a time. Squeeze. Keep on squeeze. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly walk towards your hands. And come up. Keep your legs apart. And show your legs are wide apart. Come up all straight. Keep your hands up straight. You are only going to hold for a squat. You don't need to jump. You don't need to do any plyometrics. Let's go slowly down. In 4, 3, 2, 1. And come up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow and control. Let's go down. 4, 3, 2. Down. Up. 4, 3, 2. 4 more to go. Let's do it. 4, 3, 2. Down. This time when you come up, raise your knee, heels up. Wow. 3, 2, heels up. Let's go down. 4, 3, 2. Down. Heels up. 4, 3, 2. Down. 4, 3, 2. 4 more to go. Up. 4, 3, 2. Raise your heels up. Down. 4, 3, 2. Drop and hold down. 5. You knew. You knew it was coming. Just breathe, guys. This is what happens. Breathe for 5, 4, 3. How's it going, Patrick?
Okay.
Yes, and slowly up. Good. Take your legs. Stop yourselves. That was it. So just kick.
All right. Okay, so I think at this point we can take a breath or two, right?
Yes.
Asante sana, coach. Acha tuketi chini. Let's have a meeting with ourselves as we also discuss other very important issues to do with our fitness and health, especially for special needs. Thank you for staying with Your World. As you can see, today is all about keeping fit, and as I said, for the special category, those who've faced injury of whatever kind, falls, car injuries, major surgeries, and of course sports injuries. And there's also the cardiovascular group that actually is quite a big one in this case. And there's also mental health, which is very important. And actually, if you are not at your optimum, it is classified as a disability. So even as we were doing all this, the question is, why is it important to actually do resistance training? What are you trying to achieve for this category of people?
Thank you, Gladys. When we are using resistance, we are trying to build the muscle. One thing, the age, when you get an injury, you go for surgery, there is the cutting happens. So you lose muscle. So for you to do resistance, we need to do it in a proper way, controlled form, ensure you're on the right form to avoid getting an injury, so that you may build your muscle. Again, working with the food you're taking. Yeah.
Okay, and you talked about the way this is where the biggest muscle is, around your pelvic area and all that.
Yeah.
So why is it important to ensure that you keep it, strong?
Is the one that lifts us, carries up. When you sit down in the office, you use it. How do you work on it? Matatu, everyone who walks, you use that glutes. So it's not all raised on the pushing and the pull workouts. The small things that people are missing. Strengthen and pull the muscle. Yes, when you're doing it, you feel soreness. But when you're done, there's not that fatigue or soreness on it. So it's like a recovery. Yes.
Okay, and now even as we understand the resistance bounds, I'm sure people were wondering, Gladys is not being able to pull this. Well, the truth of the matter is these resistance bands are in different colors because they have different weights attached to them,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So this is the lightest?
Yeah, that's the lightest.
And then
followed by that one. Then this one is the heaviest.
Is the heaviest.
Yeah.
So you can imagine, for me who is not a pro, I was really trying my luck with this one. But hey, and these are important, especially for those that work at home or work out at home, or you also use them in the confines of the gym.
These are good for someone who has injuries or someone who wants to test their level of fitness. So you don't need strength. You don't need to use the weight if your form is strong. So you can just do it by your body as the weights. You increase the resistance with these. When you get the right form, now you are able to use the weights in a controlled way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the name of the exercises are we doing? Is it Pilates?
It's Pilates combined with power yoga. Yeah.
And what are Pilates exactly?
Pilates, this is a workout that was invented for dancers who had injuries, soldiers who had injuries. Yeah.
And it entails?
It entails the core workouts, and it gives you also get benefits of your hands and the legs. Yes, as a free body workout.
Okay, excellent. Now, before we take another short break and literally get Coach to wipe off his brow, he's really sweating. The lights in the studio are not helping. Betty, there is a question here from Patrick, saying that he's the one who is healing from this major surgery. Patrick?
Yes, cartilage. Because for me to be able to undergo that surgery, there was acute arthritis, and it really affected the cartilage and so on. And we know that cartilage has very poor circulation of air and poor healing. What kind of diet can you prescribe so that at least we can be able to build our cartilage to reduce on wear and tear of the cartilage?
That's a very good one, Patrick. Thank you. And we are blessed as a country to have very, very high vitamin C source fruits. So that is one area I would suggest that you go onto, because then the cartilage and the collagen is all built up by the amount of vitamin C that we have. Also, when we have glucosamine, I know when we are talking food, we don't really remember what glucosamine is, but it's a component of proteins. And most of the prescriptions that we have for vitamin D and bone health will have glucosamine incorporated in them. One off the top of my head is osteocare, which we use both for arthritis, helps with that cartilage and reducing the inflammation. But also when we are high on animal source proteins, we also tend to get sufficient amounts of glucosamine. We are also talking about magnesium, right? And we'll get magnesium usually from our beans, we'll get them from our nuts, we'll get them from our seeds, so your chia seeds and all that. So a combination of all that. What you realize about this diet especially is just to know, what are we healing from? Is it a muscle injury, or is it deterioration of the joints, like in the case of arthritis? And so what do we need to improve? And of course, we can never forget the important role of omega-3 in this diet. All said and done, if you keep your weight down, then you're able to better control how your body or your bone health is able to hold the weight that you have, and that will definitely help you in the healing process, because the more weight you have, the more you compromise the healing process.
Okay, and Betty, do you have to consider the genders in this case, in as far as the quantities of what you're describing is concerned?
Sorry, do you need to consider what?
Men and women, do they take the same quantities, or do the men have to take more than the women? Is there a gender factor in this, or everything applies to all?
Yes, there is a gender factor, but the cutout is usually very small. For example, if I am talking to just somebody who's already recovered, or you're in a process of doing your gym just for fitness, I'll talk about 0.8 grams of proteins in a day to about 1. If you're more into the strength exercises, then I would say let's get you up to 1.2, depending on how much of the strength exercises you're doing, the weightlifting and all that. But of course, as a general rule, you'll find that the males have a slightly higher need as opposed to the women, except when it comes to things like iron. And iron is another thing. I just saw the last exercise we did was an endurance, resistance.
Yeah.
And that's one that we athletes lose a lot of iron from it because of the sweating, the urine from the GI tract. So if we are looking at such an athlete, for example, then the woman would probably need a slightly more intake of iron as opposed to the man. Yes.
Okay, and also still speaking on the intake of some of the minerals and quantities you've talked about, how about if you're healing an injury that has to do with the flesh or the muscle? So you're not really repairing your joints or your bones. Do you consider different foods?
Yes, we're also talking about zinc. Now with COVID, I can see a lot of people taking a lot of zinc, and that helps with the muscle and tissue healing. Very good, reducing inflammation and all muscle and tissue related injuries. However, there's a caveat to it that the more zinc you take in, the higher, especially if you're talking of commercial zinc. You're not getting it from your food, you're not getting it from your legumes or your nuts or your seeds. You're actually getting it commercially. So the more you have of it, the higher your risk of depleting the copper, which we get mostly from seafood. And you see, Kenya, again, as a population, we're not very high on seafood. So if you deplete that, then now you interact what you're trying to heal anyway. So now your muscles will still also have problems. So some of these things, you realize that all the nutrients will be found in foods in different quantities, whereas a potassium rich food like a banana will help you with ensuring that you have less muscle cramps. For example, overeating it and not doing what you need with it might just give you the extra calories. So again, it is whatever I am eating, am I able to use it? If I don't use it, then I don't need it. All right? Okay. And if you're talking about somebody who's yes, you're active in athletics, but you also have a condition like diabetes, then you have to realize that unless you're eating your 4-inch size of a banana, that's a small banana, anything extra would be too much. It would end up raising your blood sugar for no reason. So we are working we're working with a human being as a total, complete, whole person. We are not working on today I have muscle pain, let me go eat my banana, a lot of it. Or we are not working like the weekend marathoners, you don't do any exercise. And then on the weekend, your friends are going cycling. You want to be the hero. You want to cycle faster and more than them, all right? So that's detrimental to our health. And also, as Michael was doing the exercises, one of the things he insisted on was breathing technique. Breathe in as much as you can. One, it will help you to not build up so much lactic acid and you not get your cramps, your muscle cramps, all right? So that is very important. Otherwise, if you get the muscle cramps, you stop. And also, that breathing in, especially when you need the aerobic exercises, helps your stores, your red blood cells to get in as much oxygen as it is. And you're able to sustain the exercise for a very much longer time. Okay. And lastly, on the same, if you're having iron, so now you're an athlete and you're going home, you're eating iron-rich foods, your spinaches and meats and the legumes, you have to realize if you're on the animal side, you have what we call heme iron, very easy to absorb. But if you're in the plant side, you have non-heme iron, pretty difficult to absorb. Then we, being who we are, we decide after that rich meal of iron plate, what do? We take our caffeine and drown it with it. You cancel out everything. So you've eaten very rich iron foods, but you're not absorbing. You probably want to finish that rich iron meal and take in your vitamin C, an orange, a tangerine, a pawpaw, and then you get maximum absorption of it.
Okay, excellent information there. Now we'll get to another question coming from Patrick in a moment because we need to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Nation Media Group Higher Education and Career Fair is back. The 7th edition theme is Empowering the Youth to Succeed in the Post-COVID Era. Join us on the 22nd and 23rd January 2021 at the Sarit Center Expo Center as we interact with institutions of higher learning and career experts among others. To sponsor, exhibit and for inquiries, please contact 0707-871-918 or email careerfair@ke.nationmedia.com.
Japo njia bora zaidi ya kuhakikisha usafi wa mikono ni kutumia maji na sabuni, katika baadhi ya sehemu wameweka mchanganyiko huu maalum wa kutoa uchafu maarufu sanitizer, na tunahimizwa kila tunapotumia tuhakikishe kwamba sehemu zote za mkono zimeupata mchanganyiko huo kwa kufanya hivi kwa takriban sekunde 20 hivi, na tuhimizane wenyewe kwa wenyewe kufanya usafi, manake wapo mwenzako hatafanya usafi basi anakutia wewe hatarini.
Keep your eyes to opposite side. Remember guys, just breathe here. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. These are cool down. After a strenuous workout, let's try to do something that will lower your heart rate and control. Keep on, just breathe. Breathe out. One more, take a long breath in. Breathe out, bring it at the center. Keep it down slowly. And switch. Pull on the left knee, right knee up. If you use your left, switch to your right. Pull it on your chest. Keep your shoulders down. Shoulders back to your spine. Keep on breathing. Switch. Hold your right knee with your left hand. Right hand down. Keep your eyes on opposite side. And breathe. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep on 4 more. 3, 2, and slowly bring it at the center. Drop it down. Lean it back. Ensure you're freely there. And breathe. Breathe out. Keep on. Now work on your breath. Thank your body for what you've done. Inhale in. Exhale out. 4 more. Inhale. Exhale out. Last one in. Exhale out. Take a long breath in. Using your hands, come up to sitting. And guys, job well done.
Okay.
That was amazing.
Welcome back to your world. That was a cool down session after quite a workout earlier on. And this is Michael, our coach for the day. He's a fitness trainer and definitely his specialty is in cartilage. You called it cartilage?
Yeah, cartilage.
Okay, cartilage. Yeah. Okay, fine. And that's why we have somebody who has a hip replacement and he's been dealing with other people with various forms of injuries and have undergone various surgeries, especially major surgeries. And we are also joined by Patrick and Wairimo, who are representing the different needs we're talking about today, the special category. And joining us virtually, Betty Okere, who is our clinical nutritionist. And earlier on, we had taken in feedback and there were interesting, varied responses as to why people always find an obstacle to keeping a fitness routine. Now, one of them is procrastination. How can we overcome this? Because I think even to date, those ones who started off with the resolution of a year to keep fit, today they fell off the wagon. So how can we keep our eyes on the ball?
for us to keep our eye on the ball is that we need to be aware of how the world is evolving. Right now we have junk foods around, and we have like we're in COVID, too much trauma, stress. There's no money, so all this goes to your mind. What happened? So we just need something to motivate our mind, keep us straight. Find something that will motivate you. And one thing, when you start fitness, you'll feel relaxed. You'll be on your straight minds. So there's so many types of workout. And this one leads us to maintaining the workout, giving up on the way. It's like a pathway. Remember, when you're walking on a grass, one time, the grass grows back again. But if you walk 100 times, there is a pathway. So it doesn't matter how long it takes to do your exercise. There is swimming, there is walking, there is cycling, there is hiking. You can take to 15 minutes, twice or 3 times a day. And after a prolonged time, you'll just see your results without stressing yourself. You'll get that pathway. It will be hard for you to come out of it.
Okay, because
Yes.
now it will be a habit.
It will be a habit.
All right,
Yeah.
and perhaps that goes to answer somebody else who represents a huge group of people who believe I wasn't cut out to work out, because to them fitness means I have to go to the gym, I've got to do the weights and all that, but that's not the case, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Gladys. That's not the case. You don't need to go to the gym. You don't need to build muscle. You need to be healthy. Your lungs need to be pumping well. You need to be breathing nicely. You need to do your chores at home with ease. So how are you going to do this? Just find something that works for you, and it gives you interest. There's swimming. There's Zumba. There's aerobics.
Yeah.
There's all these hikes, team building, walking. Just challenge yourself. Let it be your daily routine, because most of these things we ignore them. We leave them unattended for a prolonged time. It becomes something that can't come off of it. So it's good to take care of our bodies.
Okay,
Yes.
and earlier I said to one of our viewers that always think about the older you. What you are putting and investing into the older you. And I think that's why Patrick, who is the eldest here, going on to 60, has undergone a hip replacement, and see how fit he is. He can do stuff that of the younger people who've never undergone anything can do. But then again, there's also the realities of life, the cost that fitness comes with. You want to be part of a daily routine, so you need supervision. You want to be with an instructor. You want to be in a gym, but you can't afford it. What are my options?
The options here are, we have YouTube. It's everywhere. We have televisions. We still have workout. Like today morning, there was a workout. Guys, let's take advantage of these things. Yes, it's costly. Walking is not costly. Eh?
Yeah, true.
I'm sorry to people who used to do this. Walking is not costly. Yes.
Okay. And perhaps somebody might be thinking, he's an instructor, that's why he's actually preaching this gospel, but you are benefactors of this kind of routine. Patrick, how much has it changed your life?
My mobility was really affected. Because I'm an active person. I've been an active person all through my life. And I could not allow myself to be again just sitting idle. And of course, you're looking ahead. So I feel more energetic. You know, as the nutrition is saying, so when you do a lot of in-breathing and breathing out, the body becomes more efficient. So now I'm able to do my work so well. I have a lot of energy to do my work from morning to evening without any stress. So I'm actively on the floor throughout. You see, my work involves a lot of standing, and also, again, part of my work is I'm a sports in charge.
Yeah.
So I'm always actively involved in students' activities. So this is a plus. Just to add on to what Michael has said, I think it is worth investing in sports in whatever way, even if it is walking, than investing in a lot of medicine and all that because of ill health. So it is better somebody to take up some form of exercises, whichever it is, based on your capabilities. And of course, walking is far much cheaper than anything. Or I can see NTV has a very good program on exercise. You can be able to join the TZ at home.
Yes.
And do it. Why not?
All right. And Patrick, you're almost turning 60. Do you feel 60?
No. I have a lot of energy.
There you go. There you go. Wairimo, for you, your life has totally changed. You're in charge of your life now, and it took you taking that step to taking up a fitness routine. What would you encourage others who are dealing with so much? I mean, last year was rough. We're still going through the turmoil of the same, and our mental wellness has been put at risk.
What I can say right now is that we'll see people walking around the streets, but we think they are actually okay. But I'll tell you this, almost like 98% of the people we see around have mental issues. But most of them don't agree with it. They don't want to come to terms with it. So they end up doing other things that don't benefit them and their health. So for me, I'd say you must really want to be better. So even the procrastination, you can keep forcing someone or begging someone to go to the gym. I mean, it's not a must to go to the gym. There are other ways of keeping fit, but you must really, really want it within yourself.
Very true.
You just have to want it for yourself, and you'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
We celebrate you, Wairimo,
Thank
Patrick.
you.
But before we say goodbye, Betty, there's still another question that Patrick had for you.
Yes.
From what you've been talking, it appears it is not possible to get all the nutritional values from the foods that we eat. So how do you advise? Because it appears now we have to go to supplements. And of course, these supplements are just over the counter. Advise us, when do we take supplements and which ones, and how do you go about it, so that we get the right supplements to be able to assist you in your dieting or when you're exercising, for that matter.
Yes, thank you so much for that question, Patrick. My number one rule to all my patients who see me, get it from food. Get it from food, just have your combinations right. Have your carbohydrates, have your proteins, have your vegetables, fruits, and dairy products. If you're not intolerant to them, and if you're intolerant, we will find you options. Always get it from food. That is the most natural way in which the body can absorb this. Secondly, if you identify a deficiency, and that would be with the help of a professional. If you identify a deficiency, then we will supplement you. Remember, what to supplement is to add on to that which is not sufficient. So if you have a deficiency, you will be supplemented. Remember, not for life, for a period of time, and then you can be able to get off it. I'll give you an example of, I am wearing a collar now because of a slight injury that I had that now was pressing on my spine, and so I have to keep the neck stable. Is it that I don't eat B vitamins? I eat. But for the relief of the nerve pain, and you know, neuropathic pain can be very, very painful. So you have to depend on painkillers. Now I'm looking at it and I'm saying, yes, I'm eating all the foods that I need, but maybe I need a slightly higher amount of my B vitamins to help calm down the nerves so that I get to heal much faster, only for a period of time, and then you take it away. There's also something called pill burden. The more pills somebody has, the more they will not take them, the more they will not do the right thing. Another thing that will help with, even before you go to supplementation, again, I come back to the nerve pain, the feel-good hormones, and that has helped Wairimo with her mental issue from previous. The more you walk, the more you do exercises and engage yourself physically, the more you will have your feel-good hormones. For example, endorphins are a pain reliever on themselves. On the day that I will be actively walking, even with this pain, minus the painkillers, I will not need the painkillers. I will still be pain-free. And the dopamine for your brain to help you just, feel pleasure, feel that things are exciting you in the world. Yes, there is so much going on around, but just making that one step to do the right thing. Don't cram everything onto the same day. I want to achieve fitness. I want to achieve a healthy diet. I want to drink enough water. Pick a struggle, go with it. Achieve, clap for yourself. Move on to the next one. Otherwise, if you lump everything together, it will seem so impossible, and procrastination will be the second name to it. So food first, supplement when you find a deficiency, and always work with your professional. Get small, achievable goals. Clap for yourself and pat yourself on the back every step of the way, and you'll get it.
Very well said, Betty. And there was a question that was posed earlier. You talked about some of the nutrients that are really critical found in animal protein, yet we hear that animal protein is not good for you. People would prefer using the legumes or the grain proteins. How do you strike the balance here, or are we considering that this special category needs more of it than the next person?
If we are, let's say, on the vegetarian side, they might have a lot of B complex vitamin deficiencies. Yes. So that is the point. I would agree with Patrick that we need to supplement. But if you're eating your animal protein, that's okay. Yes, I know there's a lot of controversy, especially when it comes to red meat. You know, the more red meat you have, the more inflammation you have, the more risk of cancer. But again, the debate is it grass-fed or is it lab meat? All right, so that's on the other side. But if you just have your natural meat, that would be fine. If you're so scared, then go for your fish, go for your egg, go for your poultry. Unfortunately, here, when we hear poultry, we just know it's chicken. There's chicken, there's turkey, there's duck, there's goose, there is aluru, those small birds, you know. So it's the variety is just endless. And that will help you because, again, satiety is increased and the body is able to deal with it. Strangely enough, when you want to eat meat and you want to eat it with a carbohydrate, you can eat so much meat. When you withdraw the carbohydrate or have very little of it and increase the amount of meat, you will be struggling to try and finish it. Go to an eatery, order your chicken and vegetable salad, eat that. On the second day, go and order your rice and your chicken and your vegetables. And see, on the day they give you the rice, you'll be complaining about the portions, despite the fact that they are large. On the day they give you the chicken or the fish and the vegetable salad, you'll be struggling to finish. So we just need to make our choices right.
Okay, all right. Thank you, thank you.
These supplements have side effects, excess use of supplements.
Excess use of supplements will give you very high bad side effects. Remember one that I mentioned. The more zinc you take, the more the chances you're going to deplete your copper. And so even your muscle strength you're trying to build muscle might not work. All right. And sometimes people have this excitement. I need a lot of calcium, you know, I need strong bones. So you go take a lot of calcium and you risk calcification of your bones. So now they become brittle, all right? Or then you have less copper in the body as a result of excess zinc, and now you develop brittle bones. So everything in moderation. Remember the word supplement, only when you need to top up that which you're not getting.
Asante sana, Betty Okere, clinical nutritionist, Patrick Lubanga. We celebrate you. You really are, you know, an inspiration. And of course, Wairimu, I mean, you really have come a long way. And to just see your face glow, we celebrate you. Thank you for being part of this conversation. Michael Wanjao, kazi safi sana. You made us sweat. There are so many people, especially those with cardiovascular conditions, that are saying, well, my legs don't do squats as well as they used to. What do I do? But I think the take home here is start small and figure out how much your body can take as you go along. And with a fitness trainer, you'll be able to achieve a lot more. Asante ni sana. Well, that brings us to the end of this conversation, one that has been very, very informative. Thank you for your time and also engaging us on our social media platforms. Have a wonderful day.